teams from a lower league, and how difficult it is to get a result in 90 minutes that allows you to continue in the tournament. So I don't have to say how difficult it's going to be, because we all know.
22-time Grand Slam champion Rafael Nadal has withdrawn from next week's Barcelona Open. The 36-year-old has been struggling with an ongoing hip injury that has also kept him out of this week's Monte Carlo Masters. And in the pool at the South African National Swimming Champs, Tatjana Schoenmaker finished her 200-meter breaststroke heat in first place, touching the wall in a time of 2:22.82. Roland Skuman, a lot of hype around his return to the championships. Unfortunately, he finished last in his heat of the 100-meter freestyle. Chad Leclerc won his in 50.31 seconds. Michael Pedro, Eyewitness News, Sport.
EWN Traffic.
Out onto the roads one more time, Mvangeli, as the weekend draws closer, as the Friday rush hour builds. Good or bad out there?
Very good afternoon. Well, not too bad at this point in time. I just want to say thank you to Maria for that voice note. She's on the N3. I just witnessed a collision on the N3 South just before the M2 split. That's the Gardenes interchange. In fact, already seeing delays if you're coming from the Gelulis interchange. Already about 8-minute delays. They will continue to increase. Please make sure that you continue driving with care and be considerate to other motorists, pedestrians, joggers, as well as cyclists. Now, we're still seeing some delays around the Gelulis interchange. That's the N3 South. If you're coming from Marlborough Drive heading towards Gelulis, R24 in the opposite direction, so that's coming from the airport, from Kempton Park heading towards Bedfordview and Edenvale. There's already some slow-moving traffic in that vicinity. We're also seeing some slow-moving traffic in Benoni. This is Rainsview Road as you head towards the N12, so that's heading north. In the capital, that incident on the N1 north at the Proof Pass interchange is completely cleared, and there's some free-flowing traffic. However, we're still seeing delays in Garsfontein. This is on Solomon Mahlangu Drive in both directions, and that's between Trumpeter Loop and Atterbury Road. As Gambahlele Drive starting to queue, getting out of the CBD. Steve Biko also heading towards Capital Park is starting to see a bit of slow-moving traffic, while in North World, heavy traffic pressure, 20 minutes strong. This is on Malibonga Drive heading west, so that's leaving President Forshire Drive as heading towards Oliver Holt Avenue, while the N1 South has still got some queuing traffic between Rivonia and Bryanston. Should you come across any other traffic-related incident, tweet us at EWN Traffic or SMS on 31702.
You're with John Perlman
on 702.
18 minutes to 4 o'clock here on 702's Drive. Still to come, we're going to be talking to Dylan John Gordon. He is a doodle artist. I don't think that title, by the way, gives full credit to the work he does. I've looked at some pictures and they actually are quite remarkable. But he's going to be competing in the Red Bull Doodle Art World Final. Nope, I have no idea what is involved in a doodle art competition, but it's more than, let's just say, the kind of doodling that I might do while I'm in a meeting that is less than compellingly interesting. Dylan John Gordon, our guest at 20 past 4, much more sobering also after 4 o'clock. Dr. Juno Thomas from the National Institute for Communicable Diseases. Are we on the edge, particularly in Gauteng, of what could be a serious cholera outbreak? That story coming your way in about 27 minutes time.
Let's walk the talk.
702.
So I was talking a little bit earlier, you might have missed it, a study which I have to say I haven't studied in great detail, but these studies get done and I'm sure they're backed by serious amounts of research. The problem with them, I guess, is not that the individual studies themselves get contradicted, but the entire body of work that looks at what food is good for you and what food is not is often an area of great contestation and certainly frequent and regular change. So at the University of Newcastle, they're saying a Mediterranean diet with lots of nuts, seafood, and fruit was the other element to it, no mention of wine, could be a way of limiting your risk of suffering from dementia. We're not going to go into the specifics of that and whether it might be true and accurate or not, but here's my question for you, Mvangeli. Have you ever made any changes to the way you decide what to eat, when and how much of, because of something you've read, because of a study that's been done?
There's actually a book called Eat for Your Type. It's by Peter J.D. Adamo, and it basically looks at the blood type that you are, and you need to start eating. Oh, but it got too much because then I must buy dry bread, so the budget was not enough. I was like, nope. So what I'd rather do is just eat healthy, and what I've seen is food just needs a good balance of exercise. So it doesn't matter how much I eat, as long as I exercise, of course, and understanding my own body type and what makes me gain weight and so forth. But I don't look at these studies because John, from time to time, they'll shift. In 2002, they will say this, and then now the study says we found that the previous study in 2002 was actually incorrect. So just eat what you want to eat, be happy, just make sure you exercise, sleep, drink water.
Okay, well there we go. And presumably in like 6 months' time, you're going to contradict all of that and say, no, don't drink the water. Yeah, no water, no water unless you're exercising. I skip the exercise as well. Michael, have you ever read something that made you think, okay, I need to eat more of this or less?
Not really. When it comes to food, I'm a bit of a vacuum cleaner, to be honest. If it's in front of me and it's something I like, I will eat it. Whether you've told me it's bad for me or going to kill me in 5 years or not. I like Evangelia. I think as long as there's a decent balance between how much you're eating at any given time and exercising, then I think you should be okay. Because as he says, in 10 years there will be a study that disputed a study that might have come out today, and you'll be back to square one if you followed all of those things religiously all the time. So if it's in front of me, I'll eat it and I'll just work it off at the gym.
Okay, so give us your thoughts. And by the way, you may have read some of these things, followed them, and you swear by both, and they've made a difference to you. Do give us a call. Just a correction, by the way, on something really crucial that I said earlier. Barack Obama never said that he eats 13 almonds a night. In fact, he says he never said anything about almonds at all. His wife was referring to him and working and not eating properly, and said, and he comes home and he just has 7 almonds. So the number of almonds is 7, not 13, and in fact the almonds were never a thing in the first place. Anyway, I like almonds, and I do actually count them off, and I do only have 13. So not Barack Obama, but John Perlman's Almond Diet Guide. Follow it at your own risk.
For more about 702, go to 702.co.za.
12 minutes to 4. Well, the escape of Thabo Bester from the Mangaung maximum security prison has unleashed a whole range of things and set up a huge list of questions that people in authority need to answer. Barely a government department, maybe I'm exaggerating slightly, but a large number of them have had to take to the media, take to the podium and explain certain aspects of their involvement in this particular saga. And today it was the turn of the Department of Home Affairs. Dr. Aaron Motsoaledi, Home Affairs Minister, and colleagues gave an extensive briefing to the media today, answering some questions, but certainly raising many others as well. For that reason, we're glad to have with us on 702 Drive, South Africa's Minister of Home Affairs, Dr. Aaron Motsoaledi. Welcome and thanks for your time today.
Good afternoon, John. Good afternoon to the listeners. Thank you very much for having me.
When someone is incarcerated, shouldn't that triggers a process of examination of their ID documents in whatever form they may be? And if that is the case, why didn't this happen with Thabo Bester?
No. Our job is to issue ID documents to particular people. If anybody who wants to know the identity of a particular person and or want to know about their identity, they come to us. There is no automatic method that compels Home Affairs that everybody who's arrested you must start investigating.
So
there are so many people.
Yes. Yes, Pat?
Hello?
Please. Yes, please do continue. Sorry, the line broke up for a moment. Do continue, Minister.
There are so many people who get arrested every day. There are many people who go to the banks and try to cheat. There are many people who go to SASA and try to cheat. There are many people who go to many institutions. Those institutions conduct us if they want to know anything. There is no specific issue, method or program of that everybody who's incarcerated and without being conducted and being asked questions, we must go and find who they are. Because we keep records of everybody, their fingerprints. If police want them, they come to us. We keep their identity numbers. If anybody wants them, they come to us. We keep their photos. In other words, we keep their demographics and biometrics. When schools want to inquire about the particular child, they come to us. So there's no method where we say, so and so is in jail, let's start finding out before anybody can ask us, because otherwise it will be untenable.
So let me try and frame then, Minister, my question a little bit more precisely. Were you, as Home Affairs, at any point contacted either by the police while they were investigating and then prosecuting a crime, or by correctional services when they were given the responsibility of incarcerating this person who we know as Thabo Bester? Was Home Affairs ever contacted for any information? Because here we have someone going through the criminal justice system, it would seem, without an ID.
Well, John, there are many people, actually, who, because I did ask the same question, there are many people who have been sentenced by judges in the criminal justice system without any ID. It's numerous of them. I even asked a lawyer who has been in practice for more than 85 years, who told me that ever since he was a lawyer, there's always been such people in the country, in the legal system. So they said it's nothing new, because there are lots of people who, for instance, if I give you an example, the Ramazamas who were arrested, you don't expect them to have any identification or so, but you don't expect the judges never to sentence them because of that reason.
Can we say with any certainty, and if so, on what basis, Minister, that Thabo Bester is a South African?
Yeah, he definitely is.
And what are the grounds for that certainty?
Well, first of all, Home Affairs has got three databases. Let me start there. The National Population Register, where we register birth, death, marriage, passports, and IDs for all South Africans. Then we have got the NIIS, the National Immigration Information System, where we record people who are, asylum seekers and refugees. But unfortunately, that system does not record their birth, and their marriage. Then we have got VAS, or Visa Adjudication System, that records anybody who is here via a visa or a permit. We went into all those systems. We couldn't find Thabo Bester, and we were getting worried because the two Thabo Besters we found on the National Population Register. Sorry, it's not that we didn't get anybody. We found two Thabo Besters, but they are not him. One of them we even visited, the other we didn't visit because he's still young. The one we visited, we made sure he even took himself to police. They confirmed that he's not the person who escaped from jail.
Right.
So we were about to make that conclusion that perhaps Thabo Bester is not a South African. But the woman appeared on TV and said, "This is my child." We visited there and sat with her. She insisted that this is his child. He delivered him at Hlakwana Hospital 37 years ago. And we went into Hlakwana Hospital. We got their records in their archives 37 years ago. And there it appears in the labor out that a lady by the name of Nancy Bester delivered a child who was named Thabo Bester. The mother then told us about the school which he attended. We actually visited that school and found that indeed he registered there on the 14th of January 1997 on the strength of his date of birth, which is well known, but because he has no ID, but they could stop him from going to school, and he disappeared from that in 2002 until he was arrested in 2011.
Does it not, should we not be hugely troubled, Minister, by the fact that somebody can go through the criminal justice system at the levels that Thabo Bester, and I'm never sure whether I should, if I was on television, whether I should be putting quote marks around his name even still, but let's call him Thabo Bester. Should we not be concerned that somebody can go through